much, just a lot of stuff. I think I'm gonna touch on a couple of books that we missed out on last week because we weren't here. Can you hear that? Okay, sorry. Alright, we'll start this time. I think I have variants on top. Yeah. So first up, we have Magic Order, issue 4. This is cover B, or C, one of them, variant cover. If we remember, this is Mark Miller. His kind of like adult Harry Potter series. It's pretty nice. It's fun. Hey, it's awesome. Maybe if we play Fortnite, give me about an hour. Definitely, man. I need to win. I haven't won this season yet. This is cover B or C. YCC exclusive variant. Oh shit. Back when your sleep schedule was officially fucked. Yeah. Time zones. I don't remember where I put the variant. Actually, it's with last week's books, so maybe we'll get to it. This is the Virgin variant. I'm excited about this. For Redlands. Redlands number 9, I believe. We have the actual book somewhere in here, so we'll know in a little bit. But this cover is great. I like the waves on the rock and the like pinkish, like warm and cool hue in the cloud. There's like even like a pier back here. You can always grab yours. Yeah. I'm not gonna know what any of these books are. So this month there's a lot of what's called they're battle lines. Battle lines variants. They're for different Marvel books instead of the normal like Young Guns or just random variants that you can get no matter what. There's no prerequisite to getting this variant. You don't have to buy like 10 of one book to get it. The battle lines are made by a single artist, and until today, I didn't know that they were yesterday, I guess. I didn't know that they were completely blank covers. So, this is a variant for Magic Order. It's still got the word Magic Order on it. It's got the image logo, whatever. But this one's a true Virgin variant. It's just Man Thing on it. Not Swamp Thing. Even though it looks exactly like fucking Swamp Thing. This is the 15th anniversary Walking Dead cover for this month for issue 184. I'm kind of mad that they went with Princess before Negan. It seemed like they were going in like almost a sequential order on who showed up. Like there was Rick and Carl and Maggie and Glenn and then Ezekiel, but now Princess Negan is actually the December one. Hey Charlotte, what's up? Negan is actually the December one, which is I think number 12 out of 15. I figured he would have been one of the first because the Governor was in there, Michonne was in there, but Princess is an okay character. I mean, I love the cover. Hoodad, she's one of the newer characters from Walking Dead. I believe they meet her before they join the Commonwealth. I'm not too caught up on Walking Dead. I'm like 40 issues behind. I'm waiting for the next big book. And we have another, so this is the issue with these Virgin covers. It says on the back of the book which book it is. But, it's taped and I don't want to fucking go through that. But it's awesome. It's Ghost Rider. It looks really nice. 6. Another Battle Lines variant. There might be one or two more. These covers are just so sweet. It's basically just, the print of the art. And if you hang it up on the wall, it looks real sweet. You don't have to deal with how much you paid for it. There's no price tag on the front. We've got the third printing of Venom. Number 4, sorry. I was thinking, I've got next week, I think, 5th printings of number 1 coming in. 5th printing, are you kidding me? And then this is a second printing of Web of Venom. It's got giant dinosaur on it. It's pretty sweet. This came out, I think about a month ago. This is pretty sweet. It takes place in the Vietnam War, if that wasn't apparent. Next up, A Walk Through Hell, number 5. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite series, and Aftershock is quickly becoming one of my favorite publishers. The things that they produce are so dark. It's actually really refreshing, and maybe I'll do next week or the week after, maybe we'll do some horror comic book read through. I can set it up with the webcam, because there's a lot of creepy shit that happens in this book that's more psychological than just arms that appear to be cut off and diseased. Nice dead fresh hat, yeah. Vape Nation, bro. Next up is Batman 56, cover B. So sweet. This is so I'm gonna keep going back to this, but this is like a pseudo virgin cover. You can still see the name and the price on it, as opposed to the true virgin cover with no information on it. I'm drinking Arizona, dude. Beyond becoming a partner on Twitch, my goal is to be sponsored by Arizona Tea and Aquafina. I would die. Anyway, Batman's pretty great. Dick Grayson got fucked up in the last issue, so I'm excited to see what happens in this one. Aaron TV, what's up? This artist, I believe, is doing also the variant covers for Deathstroke, and this arc, this Deathstroke versus Batman, the past 6 issues. It just ended today, and the variant cover, for whatever reason, is like $50 online, and I can't figure out why. Of course, I didn't get it the one time. The one time I don't get a variant, what am I doing? Okay, next book. This is pretty sick. Wonder Woman and Justice League Dark, The Witching Hour, number 1. This is the variant cover. It's like a dark witch Wonder Woman. It's pretty cool. Halloween Wonder Woman. It's this series is gonna span across a couple different books. It's gonna be Justice League Dark, Wonder Woman, which is technically a different book than this. This is Wonder Woman, Justice League Dark, and then 2 issues of actual Wonder Woman. And it's like magic is being corrupted and magic in the world is being destroyed. Help me, Justice League Dark, that kind of thing. Like Zatanna's in it, a Swamp Thing, Man-Bat, all them. It's a pretty sweet book, and it's like 40 pages or something like that. It's bigger than a normal comic book. I got this simply because of the cover. I never had a particular attachment to this character, but I'm definitely gonna read it and check it out. This is The Lone Ranger from Dynamite, of all places. Issue number 1. I like this cover. It's very, I don't know, typically you see in color schemes on posters and in comics and movies and stuff, you see like a blue versus orange, and this blue versus yellow color scheme works. I like that there's just like a big ass Texas in the middle with like a sun, and it's a very, I don't know, aesthetically pleasing cover. It's like, better watch out, Lone Ranger's gonna come fuck you up. Jim Henson's Beneath the Dark Crystal number 3. I think it's been 2 months since the last issue. Jim Henson, and Adam Smith, I guess, the writer. He's very slow, it seems. He can only work on so many things at once. But this is the subscription variant. It's pretty sweet. I'm gonna wait until both Beneath the Dark Crystal, which is a prequel to the older Dark Crystal book, and the Labyrinth book. I'm gonna wait till they're all done to read them in full. I read both of the number 1s, but I think this might be my favorite book coming out of this week. At least that I can remember. There were a couple books that I didn't get a chance to read, but I will. This is the variant cover for Blackbird number 1 from Image. This is the Fiona Staples cover. So, of course I had to get it. It's fucking Fiona Staples, you kidding me? So this book was... It's like this chick. I forget her name. They mention it a couple times. When she's a kid, there's like an earthquake, and she has a premonition about the earthquake, and no one believes her that this giant earthquake's gonna happen, and then it happens, and she's like, I told you so, but they run out into the street to get to safety because everything's like crumbling around them, and this gigantic like magical dog comes by, and this like angel lady comes by to like save everyone, and then erases everyone's memories, except it doesn't erase her memories, and she pretends like she forgot to the angel. And it's basically, hey Paul, how are you? It's basically her like living through life, believing that magic exists and these extra dimensional creatures exist, and no one believing her until the day that the dog comes back and steals her sister. It's a pretty good premise, and her childhood cat comes back and reveals itself to be like a 3-eyed magical cat. It seems like a wild ride, and I'm totally down for it. And the colors are great, the art's great. It's a good book. James Bond Origin number 2. This is the variant cover. I'm only getting the variant covers for this book. While James Bond Origin is a phenomenal book, and we talked about it last month or 2 months ago when we got the number 0. I only want it because of the mag cover, the water style cover, water style, watercolor style art on the cover. Because mag is great. Probably won't be continuing to get the book if he stops doing covers. This is the variant cover for another Image 1 out this week, Juke Joint. I guess the premise for this book, this is one of the ones I mentioned I didn't get a chance to read. This book is like this Louisiana kind of jazz club building, like society and the rules. And, I could be completely off with that book. I don't fucking know. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to read it. Dark Souls: Age of Fire, number 4. This is the last in the series, I believe. This is a 4-part miniseries. This is cover 2, cover B. I wonder if they're going to continue with another Dark Souls book because Bloodborne sold so well that they decided to elongate it past the 4 issues that it was supposed to be. I kind of hope. I don't like seeing books stop, They can tell their story and be done and then tell another story arc, This book, I get a lot of books based on their covers. Don't judge a book by its cover. Theory of Magic, issue 5. This is part of the fall collection for this publisher. I don't remember the publisher. The interior art is very much like this, except it's more blue and greens. Very water, very nature colors. The cover is just different because it's fall time. Like this Merlady is actually just blue, but on the cover it's like golden brown and red because of fall. There was supposed to be another fall book, but it just didn't show up. There's supposed to be another one. Kinda sucks. And this is issue 5, but the art on the inside made me want to go check it out. So maybe I'll try and get issue 1 through 4 and we can talk about it. I think this might be the most ashamed of buying a book I've ever been. So there's a couple artists that I buy basically no matter what. And Sauvage, I can't remember if that's the person who did this one or the G word that I can never pronounce. Oh, it is the G lady, Patricia, maybe. I don't know. But this is issue 1 of Rainbow Bright. It's a variant cover, okay? Come on. Back off. There's like classic covers. This is an all ages book, obviously. It's Rainbow Bright from, the 80s. The original cover for this book is a more classic Rainbow Bright. There is an alternate cover that's the original Rainbow Bright. Little chibi people. And from Boom, Sparrowhawk number 1. A 5-part miniseries about fairies and stuff. The interior art is very unique. Someday I'm gonna sit down with all the books that I enjoy for their artwork and open it. I don't think Rainbow Bright is a pony, but okay. And open them and show you what I mean by the art that I like. Okay, I'm gonna put these away. There's more. There's more. I only have so much space. I'll check it out. I don't know any of the names on this book. And of course, I read a bunch of number ones this week. There was a lot of number ones this week. But, only have so much time. This is the cover A for Juke Joint. This kind of gives you a little bit more of a taste on how this book is. This guy's spine, coming out of his body. This chick's like clearly eating him. Got blood all over her mouth and everything. It's nuts. This is the cover A for Magic Order number 4. I kind of like this cover. I'm not liking the way that he's holding his wand. But don't be picky. Redlands, issue 7. I said issue 9. I believe this is the first issue back from, issue 5 or 6 was in May. There was a bit of a hiatus. It's been a little bit. This is cover A for Walking Dead 184. Eugene Tinkers is what the title of the book's called. And I think this is we were waiting for something to happen bad once Rick and them join the Commonwealth, because they join a community where they have, good times for a little while, and then something goes wrong, and then it's bad shit for a while, and then they find a new place, and then it's all happy, and then it's bad, the cycle repeats. And I think this is the beginning of a bad thing happens. As Guardians of the Galaxy Infinity Wars tie-in, this is number 2. Yeah, we talked about the first one last month. I thought that this was going to be a kind of a gimmicky, just buy this book type of book. And buy it because it says Guardians. But it's actually pretty interesting. And I'm excited to see where it goes. It's only a 5-part miniseries, I believe. It's a fly. I'm gonna be sad to see this book go. Cosmic Ghost Rider number 4. Look at him. That's baby Thanos. It's so great. Riding on Frank Castle's shoulders. Strapped to Frank Castle with molten chains. The usual. That's what you get in your comic books normally, right? I also don't ever really buy Deadpool comics, but I kinda had to with this one. This is pretty nuts. This is a Scotty Young cover, I believe. Could be wrong. But it seems like this is supposed to be a ripoff of like Cabbage Patch Kids. Is it Cabbage? Not Cabbage Patch. Is it Garbage Patch? I don't know, one of the old, you could buy a booster pack for $1 of these dumb stickers. That would have shampoo on some guy's head, and it said Head and Boulders, and he had a lot of dandruff, like those joke stickers that might smell like you scratch them and they smell like farts, that stuff. It seems like that 'cause it says peel here, it looks gross, but it's like a Halloween kind of Deadpool cover. It's sweet. I like it. Man, I love this cover. Donny Cates is just killing it, man. This Death of Inhumans, number 4. This whole run has been phenomenal. shocking part. The shocking part is like, the enemy and how he goes about killing them, and it's kind of shocking to see Lockjaw die. But no one in Marvel stays dead, so they're coming back. They'll probably have their own book in like 3 months, but this is like a dead, rotting Medusa. That's scary. That's creepy. It's a very, very gruesome, like kind of iconic cover. Like this is supposed to be blood, but it's really her hair, lifeless. See, I told you there's so many number ones this week. Infinity War Sleepwalker #1. I think this is a 2 or a 4-part miniseries. But we haven't seen Sleepwalker in a long time. Hey, what's up? He's a... Hi, Zeph. Sorry. Can you talk in chat? Like Discord? What? Anyway. Sleepwalker, we haven't seen him in a while. The Superior Octopus #1. The Inhumans sounds like something I would enjoy. Do you not like the Inhumans? Do you want to see them die? Hey Rachel. So, Superior Octopus is actually getting his own comic book. Starting in 2 months, I believe it's in December. But Doc Ock isn't going to be in control of Superior Octopus. I don't know who it's going to be. I think the answers are in here, but this ties in with Spider-Geddon, which is the 5-part miniseries going on right now that just started. Just a fan of the cover, to be honest. I'm reading the book, but like, it's a really good cover. The whole blood and death thing, yeah. And Superior Octopus is like very, very cool, very sleek. Green, white, and black. Looks cool. If you don't know the premise of Superior Octopus, he is Peter Parker's body, but with Dr. Octavius's brain or consciousness put into Peter. It's like fucked up. Number one. Typhoid fever. Spider-Man #1. This typhoid. There's a typhoid fever X-Men coming out. I believe it's X-Men. They're pretty cool. They're very I don't know, early 90s. What's up? Hi, Zeph. Is that how you say your name? How do you say your name? Zeph? Should I just say Zeph? Hey, Elsa, what's up? Did something happen? Everyone's saying hey at once. Did it go down? Uh-oh. I need to check my stream. Okay, we're good. Scared me. Normally people don't say hi. I'm just kidding. Anyway, it's like a cool early 90s kind of comic book feel. It's nice. It's just a one-shot. Yeah, it's fun. Spider-Man's fun, Hey everybody, it's me, Korg. Who the fuck is Korg? I think they're just shocked there's a live ASMR stream. Most of them are reruns. I know. I noticed that. That's kind of frustrating. Well, just so you guys know, if you want to follow the stream, we do ASMR streams every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just saying. Anyway, Weapon Age #8. New story, new artist, plus Korg. Mike Alter, what is this? Mike, have you never been here for ASMR? Exclamation point ASMR, sir. Give you all the info you need to know about me whispering into your ear. Put in headphones, lay down. Weapon Age has been great. Weapon Age is the Weapon X project to combine the Hulk There's also a bunch of what ifs this month. What if Flash Thompson became Spider-Man? Hero or villain? People pointing. You, Flash Thompson. There's a lot of old what ifs. I think there's 2 volumes of what ifs and like 80 different books. What ifs and that kind of genre are really cool to me. I like the idea of like messing around with this weird stuff. Like, what if the bad guys won in this fight? What would happen? What if Spider-Man married Black Cat? Like he should. There's also what ifs that happen in the DC universe that I like as well, like Elseworld stuff. It makes sense now. Which does. Oh, Wrecked by Rachel. What ifs are your favorite? What's your favorite what if? Next what if this week. What if the X-Men were... Can someone translate this? It's binary. Hey Shade, what's up? Welcome back. I like this cover. It's just like an awesome Cable and Domino cover with like this glitchy like the aesthetic of my channel. System update. I like how they just put like weird syntax here. System error, exit app, system update, run, exe, like exe/min. It's such like the artist like has no idea what goes on with like programming. They just like Google words that programmers use and copy and paste it onto the cover. Anyway, another fucking number 1. X-Men Black. This is gonna be spanning across 5 different titles. X-Men Black, Magneto, Juggernaut, Emma Frost, Mystique. There's one more. There's one more bad guy. I can't remember. All the covers are done by J. Scott Campbell. So they're gonna be super cool. They're all gonna be great. And I like the idea of this negative X-Men. It's kind of like a what if. You know, what if all the bad X-Men characters banded together and formed their own kind of team? And I think Phoenix is involved somehow. And Phoenix is my favorite X-Men, so. I apologize about the trucks. That sounds cool. Yeah, it does, Shade. It does. I don't read Archie. But, this Archie 699, I believe this is, Sauvage. Savogue. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. But she's the artist who did the cover for this. I collect her covers. And it was only $1, like, come on. She's doing this cover and the cover for issue 700 next month, which is kind of a big thing, you know, like the proper Archie title is up to 700 comics, even if you don't like Archie, which I don't prefer. It's a pretty big milestone. Okay, now we're starting to get into the A covers of things we've already looked at, like number 4 of Dark Souls, Age of Fire. I really hope they either start a new miniseries for Dark Souls or continue this one. It delves into the lore of the knights and whatnot, and obviously some big baddies go along. And this is the cover A for Beneath the Dark Crystal number 3. Dark Souls is a comic. Dark Souls has several comics. just ended. Tomb Raider just ended, I think this week. God of War is going on right now. StarCraft just ended. Halo just ended. Warframe ended about 6 months ago. There's a lot of video game comics. And I try to read them all because, I want to support that kind of thing. And even if it's just me buying one comic, it helps. So anyway, this super bright pink red cover, I love it. And it's dark crystals. Snap it up. I don't know what to think about this book. This is Aftershock book. We talked about an Aftershock earlier. They're going down the Your Life is a Lie. You never knew all these games had comics. You gotta come on Wednesdays more, man. We talk about them when we get them. Lollipop Kids is definitely a darker themed book, but it's about a bunch of kids, so you can't get too dark. That's you start approaching no territory. But there's like this kind of magicalness to this world. One of the big centerfold of the book is like a bunch of kids standing in like heroic poses as a group with like a bow and arrow and magic and a staff and whatnot. So it seems like kind of more of a fantasy type of deal. But there's some monsters and shit. I think it's only gonna be like 3 books long, so you've read the Plants vs. Zombie comics. They're for kids mostly. I didn't know that Plants vs. Zombies had a comic book. I am the manager of a comic book store, and I didn't know that. Speaking of kid-related things, so I have 3 of these books. They're Steven Universe books. It's 1, 2, and 3 of 5. They don't fit in a regular comic book bag and board because this is kind of like oblong shape. Like if you compare it to a regular comic book, it's a little wider and a little shorter. But I've never actually watched Steven Universe. I understand that a lot of people like it, and I think the art is kind of appealing. This book is, it's written by Kaboom. It's meant for all ages, but I got it because of the cover artist. It said Patricia, or whatever her name is, with the G last name that I can't pronounce. Never really watched Steven Universe. I think I've seen like Adventure Time has like clips on YouTube and whatnot of like funny things that happen. I think I've seen something similar about Steven Universe. I just got those because of the cover artist. I should really check to see if any of those artists are going to Comic-Con this year. I haven't really spent much time looking at the list. And I go tomorrow, so a little behind. Alright, this is the cover A for Halloween. Wonder Woman Justice League Dark #1. The Witching Hour. I like this cover a lot. We've got a Zatanna Swamp Thing. It's Swamp Thing. Yeah. It's not Man Thing, it's Swamp Thing. Man Bat and what's the chimp's name? I forget what his name is. And obviously crazy dark purple looking Wonder Woman. Spoopy Wonder Woman, yeah. I am so excited about this book. It's not my favorite book of the week. I It's only like a $20 book, but finding a $20 book for $1 is pretty good. And it's Gerard Way, like, he's fucking great. Not sure why I picked this book up. I remember I got the first one because of the cover. I never read it, but it's only a 3-part miniseries. This is Margaret Atwood. She's really good. She did some work on Supergirl. Maybe not. But this is War Bears #2. I can't remember the first cover, but I remember the first cover being good enough for me to buy it. Dark Horse makes some pretty good comics. I agree. They have Hellboy going on right now. They have Umbrella Academy going on right now. What else is from Dark Horse that I really enjoy? That might be it. No, they did the Halo one. I'm pretty sure they did the Halo one that just ended. And that was the first. It was a 3-part Halo miniseries. It was a prequel. It was back when Spartans were still abundant. And it follows Master Chief and his like squad of dudes. And we see Master Chief's face. Like his whole face. Hang on. Okay. My sounds were dying. We see Master Chief's entire face. And no one flipped out about it. I don't understand why. And we have a kind of team-up book that I'm pretty excited about. This is Batman the Mask, Arkham Dreams. This is so good. So good. I don't know if anyone ever read the Max back in the 90s. Written by Sam Keith and illustrated, I believe. Right? Yeah. So the Max is kind of this like nuts 90s character. And he's teaming up with Batman. Not teaming up, but the cover is amazing. Sam Keith on Batman is so good. It's a combination between IDW and DC as well, which I like. I like when companies cross titles and cross publish because it's very it bodes well for the future of comics. It's kind of like cross-platform play between Sony and Nintendo and Xbox. It just brings people together. Top streamers, if you want to help support the channel for free, other than just following the stream, you can click that link. You don't have to create an account or anything. Literally just click the link, let the page load, and you're already done. That's what I just did, and I'm already back. Right now, what you're reading from Dark Horse is Alien. Oh yeah. Actually, a Predator book is out right now, as well as a Terminator book. And all of their Alien stuff is super good. And there's like Batman vs. Alien, which is pretty nice. This is the cover A for Blackbird #1. I might prefer this cover over the Fiona Staples cover, but the Fiona Staples cover has her name attached to it, so it's better objectively. I like the colors of this whole series so far. Another #1. Dead Rabbit #1. So the way my day breaks down on Tuesdays, the comic books come in. I have to order them out on a table, so they're easy to pick from. Inventory them so I know how many we got. And then go through and read as much as I can, as quick as I can, so I can give people who are subscribed to certain books, who are the store subscribers, recommendations. As my job as a salesman, I have to do that, but also because I'm trying to, tell more people about these books. That's kind of why I do these things. If I enjoy something, I want to share it with someone. But sometimes I don't have enough time. And this is one of those instances. There's so many #1s, man. But I believe this is about a kind of hit for hire kind of deal. stack for a different cover of Die 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 number 3. Typically for Die Die Die, I like to get covers that have word bubbles on them because the word bubbles are, silly and dumb. And I like to read them, out loud to you guys. This at the bottom it says, "What's up with the creepy sex masks? Only Starbound knows." Starbound's, the subsidiary of Image, the publisher. You've been slacking on Terminator comics. Do you really like Terminator? So this is number 3. This was Kirkman's kind of secret book. We've talked about it a little bit before. But I think there's at least 2 or 3 covers of this. And basically every time a Die 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 comes out, the covers are the same other than word bubbles. Some will have multiple word bubbles, some will have no word bubbles, and it's just random. But it kind of looks like these guys down here are part of the Court of Owls from Gotham and Batman. Alright, last little stack. Ooh, yes. So there were a couple. Okay, well, I'll show it off first. Are you ready? Wow, it's so shiny. This Batman 56 foil cover A. All of the cover A's are foil. This week there was supposed to be a bunch more foil covers than there actually were. I believe Harley Quinn number 50, Nightwing number 50, and Justice League number 9. That might be coming later. But there were supposed to be a couple foil covers that didn't actually become foil covers, which is kind of weird because, if DC says that they're going to be foil covers, why are they not? Anyway, we talked about this Batman a little earlier. The thing with these foil covers is, like you can see right here, the damage to the book. This foil is exactly that. It's a foil covering, a very, very thin sheet of foil applied to the whole book. It's very pliable, and like if you press down on the book too hard, it'll leave a print. And it's, it's shiny, so it's really easy to see imperfections. The gold cover, yeah, it looks sick, and they all look sick, but they're super fragile. When I'm going through the books and picking them out for people, if it's on their list of books to get, I might pick up a book how I would pick up any other book, kind of softly, but deliberately. This book, I actually damaged one. I grabbed it a little too aggressively, and it has like a texture on the front. Maybe my thumb like stuck on the texture or something, but it like folded a little bit, and a normal cover wouldn't have done that. So it's very much even the advertisement on the back is in foil. It's pretty cool. I would advise I would advise to keep that book safe if you choose to get it. Extra safe, beyond just maybe bag and board. Alright. There's a couple of these in here. We're going to talk about them in 1 sec because I'm thirsty. So, this is a book of paper. Oh, well, so is this. This is 24 pages of blank paper. What's going on with my lights? Come on now. I don't know what else to say. I thought that this was supposed to be kind of draw your own Batman book. They solicited it as a blank Batman book. I had heard some rumors that there were going to be like comic panel lines to block out certain it's meant. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my lights, man. It's meant to be a, create your own Batman kind of comic. And it's 24 pages. It's if you've ever felt a blank cover, they're a little thicker, so you can draw on them without them getting damaged, and you can put ink on them, and it's fine. It won't bleed. The whole book is like that, but it's literally just blank white paper, no lines, no nothing. For $2.99. For $2.99, I could buy a whole fucking ream of paper. Maybe not that much, but yeah. It's like super disappointing. Let's get to the others. I don't want to talk about them more. And I had to have these because eventually I'm going to get some artist to do something on them. But I don't know if I'm going to get some artist to do something in them, So here's the Superman one. That fly is back. And here's the Wonder Woman one. Alright, I think the camera's freaking out because the white covers. I'm sorry, guys. I should turn that setting off. Anyway, here's Border Town number 2, a real book. The first issue of this kind of took me by surprise. The first couple pages are just like these racist white guys, like, oh, let's go murder some people. But then it turned into like this kind of demon, not cult, but kind of culty, mysterious kind of book, and it's only 5 issues, but it's put out by DC Vertigo. It's pretty sweet, and the art's very, very unique. And here's another foil cover this week. The Curse of Brimstone, number 7. How much do you think the blank DC Comics would cost in the future? Honestly, I'm not sure. Blank covers have their own market value because of how accessible artists are today. You can go to any convention and get any comic book signed, that kind of thing. So blank covers normally, if they're just like dumb books that no one cares about, can be anywhere between $5 and $10. Blank covers for important books can be up to $20 or more. So a full blank Batman book might someday be worth something, but it sure as hell isn't worth $2.99 right now. Plus tax. So Brimstone's great. I actually had the chance to meet at my store Justin Jordan, the writer of Brimstone. He's a super cool guy, and I'm glad Brimstone's in his hands. Brimstone, if you don't know, if you're unfamiliar, is kind of like DC's Ghost Rider. That's basically what he is. Oh yeah. This is The Dreaming number 2. So excited about this book. So, again, we don't see Dream. Or Daniel. Now, Lucian is starting to lose his memory. In the last book, Lucian proposes as a dream to get people to calm down, but the dreaming is like dying almost because Daniel hasn't been around. He's kind of like abandoned his post as the Dream Lord. So I'm excited to see where this goes. I think next week Book of Magic starts, and then 2 weeks after that, Lucifer starts. So the Sandman universe is gonna kind of blow wide open soon. I'm really excited. I kind of hope that all of these lead into a proper Sandman title again by Neil Gaiman. That would be phenomenal. So normally I don't. Did you see that? Was that a ghost? Was that a ghost? Normally I'm not into Green Arrow. I pretty much only buy his books when they're tie-ins. Or special covers like this. This book happens to be both. It's a tie-in to the Heroes in Crisis miniseries. You can kind of tell all of the green is foil and shiny and goodness. It's Green Arrow 45. I have not read any Green Arrows in this volume that aren't tie-ins, unfortunately. Just like number 9. Nice telling you whether you're gonna go to bed. You have class in the morning. I'd find talking to you about comics. That does not happen much with me. Hey Shade, not a problem, man. I appreciate you coming by. And just remember, you can watch the rest on YouTube tonight. It'll be on YouTube tonight. You can watch it tomorrow. Have a good night, man. I'm pretty sure this issue was supposed to be in foil. It could be number 10. It would make more sense with number 10 because I believe most of them are like round numbers, like 5 or 10 are the foil covers. Another foil, the last foil of the week. Wrapped up, you're trying to. Okay. The unexpected number 5. This one's pretty dark. I'm not sure I enjoy this foil as much. It's pretty much only the title and like his hands and her flames and whatever. Mom and Dad sleeping? I don't know. I don't still live with them. Like you. Was that too rude? I'm not sorry. That was a good one. Anyway, unexpected number 5. I kind of like this team. It's just a new team from DC, and I like that. It's just like that, just like this, just like that. It's a brand new team, so, it's great. It's ASMR, there's no loud ASMR. Maybe that's a thing. I wonder if there's a thing for that, like, people go to sleep to the sounds of construction work outside their window. Maybe there's a market for that. Damn, dude. That's what I should be streaming. Just like yelling and hammering things. Anyway. Burst eardrums, yeah. Make sure you don't wear headphones to listen to the sounds of hammering and construction. This is written by Bendis. United States vs. Murder Inc. Number 2. This is going to be a 5-part miniseries. We talked about the first one last month. I like this cover. I think I'm going to drop this book. The book isn't resonating with me. I got this cover because it looks like the animation style for the original Teen Titans animation and the DC animation stuff. Like the Batman animation, Teen Titans animation. Kind of looks like a female version of Slade. And the interior art is very similar, so, that's why I got it. But I think I'm gonna not continue to get this book. I just have too many fucking books. I looked at a previous week's amount of comics, and like even before I started doing ASMR, I had maybe like 5-10 books. Now in ASMR, we're filling like a short box every 2 or 3 weeks. It's insane. I talk about so many books. And if you're new here, make sure you follow. And we talk about comic books in ASMR every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This week is going to be a little bit different. So many comics. Yeah, I do. I have so many. This week's a little bit different. I was going to go into last week's comics because we didn't do ASMR last week because I hadn't got my comics on time. But most ASMR days on Wednesdays we stay ASMR the whole night. Afterwards we normally play Stardew Valley or but I'm gonna take a quick break. That's gonna do it for comics. I'm gonna wrap everything up, and if you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you. This video is gonna be in a playlist with a bunch of others, and you can go to sleep to that if you want. Anyway, I'm gonna put all these away and take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna switch gears and go to full volume. So yeah, listen to some awesome crinkle sounds as I put my comic books away. Is that nice? How about this? I've got this thing. One of the bristles got stuck in the microphone. I thought it was gonna stick in. Come on, man with a car or a truck. Don't be so loud. There's so many loud people who live on my street. They're not loud in the sense that they yell. They're loud in the sense that they, at fucking 11 o'clock at night, they have to have their loud ass trucks go up and down the road. It's really obnoxious, and I wish that they would stop. Like, cars are one thing, they're kinda quiet, but loud ass trucks. And they're all like trying to compete with each other, like, my truck's louder than yours, or your truck is obviously inferior because it's not as loud as mine. Like, come on, man. Don't do that. Got my handy short box here. I don't like that sound. Bag's gonna rip. I just noticed on this cover, there's a cute little pumpkin guy. He's so goddamn cute. Sorry for hitting the microphone. I'm bad at ASMR. It's much easier when you can edit it. Speaking of which, I'm in the process of creating a Patreon. Probably won't be live for another week or two because I've got Comic-Con and I'm going to the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair on Sunday. That's gonna be fun. But one of the tiers is going to include early access to ASMR content and even perhaps Patreon exclusive ASMR content, including like comic book readings and other things, just like traditional ASMR videos, visual ASMR and audio ASMR. So yeah, that's gonna do it for comics. I appreciate everyone for sticking around. If you would like, stick around after the break, and I'll be back. We'll be back at full volume though. We're gonna be switching